There's one simple fact of life across many cultures, that our health only becomes important once we've lost it. In a more literal sense, we start becoming health conscious once health issues present themselves. Today is a charge to start paying better attention to your body and its health needs. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and welcome to the pages of Jamaica Magazine. Today we'll be sharing with you some essential nutrition the body needs for good health. And we're still observing CPR week, so we'll be teaching you some important techniques to keep the heart pumping. Today's show is pulsating to the tune of health and wellness, and you don't want to miss out. So do stay with us.
We want our children to understand the importance of physical activity. Based on our Jamaica lifestyle survey, 82% is in low-level activity, meaning we're just doing enough to survive. And only 16% is in moderate and 2% in high-level intensity. So we want to get more persons in moderate and vigorous activity. And so we want to encourage them to be more active so that they can get a lot of benefits. Increase academics performance, reduce stress, reduce weight loss, beautiful skin, help you to sleep better. We want it to be more active so that we can have a healthy mind and a healthy body.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 19. The Jamaica Constabulary Force will be establishing a technology branch to strengthen the island's investigative strategies in solving crime. In making the announcement, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson says it will be formed by merging JCF branches that deal with technology. The Commissioner says the branch will allow the island to move away from witness statements to adopting science and technology to support investigations.
We obviously have to pay a lot of attention to our investigative strategies, strengthen that. These are sort of numbers of how we actually use DNA. Just 2 weeks ago in Montego Bay, we got a couple of gun convictions because of DNA evidence.
Major Anderson was speaking at Day 3 of the 8th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference at the Jamaica Conference Center in Kingston. Jamaica is to launch an investment map in the latter half of this financial year. The investment map is an IDB initiative which is expected to make public investment projects more transparent and efficient. Project Director in the Ministry of Finance, Othniel Hemans, says the initiative is a key tool to push growth and development across Latin America and the Caribbean.
The actual platform has already been created. During this year, we created a prototype, and we have advanced to an online platform that is now available, and we are now in the crucial stage of improving the quality of information that flows from the government onto the platform.
Mr. Hemans was speaking at Monday's luncheon session of the Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Still at the Diaspora Conference on Tuesday, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said he was looking to expand the Jamaica Moves initiative into areas where there's a high concentration of Jamaicans. He called on the diaspora to launch Jamaica Moves programs in their territories to help control non-communicable diseases.
We will help you here in Jamaica. We'll help you with the creative logos and the feather banners and all of that stuff. We'll even help you with some of the programs. But I'm suggesting it would be nice to see Jamaica Moves Washington, Jamaica Moves New York, Jamaica Moves Fort Lauderdale or wherever, set up, bringing Jamaicans together.
In other news, Jamaicans living in the United States now have access to homegrown East Indian and Julie mangoes. Last Thursday, 12,000 pounds of mangoes left the Sangster International Airport Export Complex in Montego Bay, destined for the U.S. The first shipment to be exported to the United States in 20 years was facilitated by the Mango Irradiation Program. Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, used the function to call for greater promotion of Jamaican foods for the export market.
I cannot emphasize how critical marketing is. This is critical to the growth and expansion of the sector. It is estimated that some 1.6 million Jamaicans reside in the United States, and most of them are in New York, New Jersey, and Miami. It is up to us to get our act together and ensure that we can sustainably supply the market with mangoes of the highest quality.
Mango exports will continue twice per week until the close of mango season in late July. Former Prime Minister Edward Seaga has been hailed as one of the country's greatest institutional architects. That and many other accolades were expressed during yesterday's special sitting of the Kingston and St Municipal Corporation in honor of the statesman. Jamaica's fifth Prime Minister, Mr. Seaga, represented the constituency of West Kingston from 1962 until his retirement from active politics in 2005. Mayor of Kingston, Delroy Williams, says Mr. Seaga was instrumental in building many of the island's strongest institutions.
As a city, we are grateful for his work and vision. The redevelopment of Kingston waterfront is among our flagship targets for this administration, and it must be noted that the waterfront was the brainchild of Mr. Seaga from as early as 1967.
He understands the people, he listened to the people, and he tried to represent them as best as possible.
And finally, government has commissioned a statue in honor of Mr. Seaga. Culture Minister Olivia Grange made the announcement last evening at the Arts in Tribute function held in honor of Mr. Seaga at the Little Theatre in Kingston.
Information will be announced at a later date as to the statue, who will be doing the statue, and where it will be mounted.
The Arts in Tribute drew a large crowd with patrons from all sectors of society paying tribute to the late former Prime Minister. The funeral for the island's fifth Prime Minister, who died on May 28, will be held on June 23 at the Cathedral of the Most Holy Trinity, with interment at National Heroes Park. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
Most parts of our lives rely on having good health, and the nutrients we consume are therefore important to maintaining a healthy body. We now bring you a look at why it is important to read your food labels for good health.
Your body needs energy, and we call this our daily requirements of calories. And for Jamaican men, it's about 2,100. For Jamaican women, it's about 1,900 calories per day. The calorie is just a unit of energy to say how much energy you need to get around your daily activities and so on. If you're more active and you're not in a desk job, then you're going to burn more calories. If you go to work, when you get up in the morning, you sit in a car and you go to work, you sit at a desk all day, and then lunchtime come, you order and they deliver the food to you, and then you eat that and you go back and sit again, and then you sit in a bus or a car and you go home. So you're sitting all day, you're not doing much, versus somebody who's on the road and they're walking around or they're standing all day like the teachers and nurses and so on. Then you'll realize the difference in how much energy you will need. And so if you are more active, you should be eating a little bit more. But the problem is that everybody is eating as if they're working in sugarcane fields, chopping cane all day. And this is the problem. So we consume more calories than we are burning off. And every day, if we keep on consuming calories, you need 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of fat. One soda, if you look on the serving size for these things, these juices and so on, you'll think that, oh, it's just 110 calories. But how many servings come in that container? About 3 or 2.5. So you can easily drink 300 calories like that. And if you do that 5 times for the day, that's 1,500 calories. You almost don't need to eat anything else for the rest of the day. So the excess calories come in the body, and then the body begins to store them as fat. And then you put on more weight and more weight. You have to watch the pastries and the breads and all of these things that people, even when they're vegetarian, they still have a lot of these little snacks and so on. These things are full of calories. You know that one of the cream crackers is about 450 calories. Water crackers is about 500. Yeah, nobody don't want to hear. I never want to believe it either. But this is what you get, the packs that you get, and a lot of people eat them with butter, right? So can you imagine how many calories you're putting in your body with one little snack? And you don't talk about the tea yet, with the milk, the condensed milk and the sugar that you have to have that with. All of these things, they add up without you even knowing.
The ingredients label will go from the most to the least in a product. So if the product is making a claim, look at where that claim is. If it is 1, 2, or 3, because if it falls less than that, you're really not getting value for your money, right, in terms of content. The nutrition facts. One of the first things you're going to look at is the servings per container, and this says 2.5, which means it's 2.5 servings in the container. You are not supposed to drink it, you must share it, right? And then you're going to look at your calories. It says 90 calories, but it's 90 calories per serving, and it's 2.5 servings. So it's 2.5 times 90, which comes out to about 225. And then you come down and you look at your sugar, and it's 22 grams of sugar, but it's per serving. So the entire container is 2.5 times 22, which works out to about 55, 56 if my maths is right. And there's 4 grams equal 1 teaspoon, so you end up with about roughly 14 teaspoons of sugar. And that is, you use this template for all the products that have nutritional facts on them. This is 14 teaspoons of sugar, and the American Heart Association recommends that for an adult male, you're supposed to consume 9 teaspoons of added sugar per day. For an adult female, it is 6 teaspoons of added sugar per day. And for a child, it's less than 6 teaspoons per day. And a child here, we're talking about from 2 to 18 years old. Don't look at a container and judge it by the size alone. It's very important to read the label so you know exactly. And look at it, 220 calories. For parents, we're asking them, to be very mindful of how much sugar they're giving their kids, right? Because it impacts upon their health in the long term.
We try to provide information to parents and guardians, teachers, anyone about the alternatives to these sugary drinks, because really you don't need them in your diet. You can get enough sugar that you need from the foods that you eat, the carbohydrates, which are converted to sugars in your body, which give you energy. So some of the alternatives are, of course, water. It's the best one, but there's also fresh fruit juices. So blending your own juices without adding sugar, and you'll have the natural sugars and fiber from the fruits. There's coconut water. It should be, you should actually drink this in moderation because it does have quite a high sugar content, but it is a good alternative. For the children, freezing the juices into popsicles or ice cubes so that it's more interesting for them to drink, as well as doing infused water. So infused water is it's a process where you cut up your favorite fruit or vegetable or even mint leaves or aloe. You place it in water overnight so that the vitamins, the minerals, all the goodness from the fruits and vegetables are infused into the water, and you can have that. It's not sugar sweetened, and it gives you the vitamins and minerals that you need throughout the day. And then for children, there's unsweetened milk. So not flavored milks like the chocolate milks, but unsweetened milk doesn't have a high sugar content, and it also will give the children the calcium that they need for their growing bodies as well.
Our bodies are fragile, and they are responsive to whatever situations in which we place them. Think about this. Unhealthy practices can lead to several things, including coronary artery disease, which reduces blood flow to the heart muscle and can lead to cardiac arrest. You may have never experienced this, but it is important to learn cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR techniques. You know, just in case. Watch this.
Oscar! Oscar! Oscar!
Though this is a dramatization, it has happened quite often. In the field, at home, or at work, a loved one collapses and is unresponsive. What follows? Usually chaos, confusion, heartache, instead of immediately providing that critical resuscitation technique which may prevent death.
CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a skill that is an emergency skill that is used to revive someone whose heart has stopped beating. Cardiac arrest can happen to anyone at any time. In the event that happens, you need to know the skills that you need to perform to revive these persons or give these persons a chance of survival.
We never know when we'll be in a situation where we need to help someone else. It's really just a little bit of your time, and I think it would be a worthwhile investment in learning these skills so we can render assistance.
Even when someone is choking, the techniques learned in CPR may be applied to save that person from asphyxiation. To release the person's airway, position yourself behind them and clasp your fist at the navel and roll in an upward motion. When someone is unresponsive, that's a whole other ballgame. The person may become unresponsive for several reasons. For instance, they could have a medical condition. To really know if someone is unresponsive and in need of CPR,
tap the person's shoulder and shout, "Sir, sir, sir," or "Ma'am, are you okay?" Once the person is not responding to you, and they can respond in several forms. They can answer by moaning, they can groan, they can open their eyes, they can move a limb. If the person is not responding to you, now you need to scan the chest and look if you see breathing. Once the person is not breathing, their terms as being unresponsive. So once you have somebody collapsing, the first thing you need to do is check your environment, ensure that your environment is safe for you. Once the environment is safe, now you need to assess the person who has collapsed. Once someone is unresponsive, has no signs of life, call for help and bare the person's chest. So you remove their upper garments. Find your hand position. It's on the lower half, center of the chest, lower half of the breastbone, and you push in 30 times at the Bee Gees song, that's Staying Alive. Ha, 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 Staying Alive. If you are trained, after 30 compressions, you can give 2 breaths. If you are not trained, you don't know about CPR, you give hands-only CPR. So hands-only CPR is where you compress the chest. You need to continue that on the way to the hospital, so you're maintaining cells' life.
It's possible for anyone and everyone to learn CPR.
Nannies, construction workers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, everyone should learn CPR. Once you're able-bodied, you can learn CPR.
In terms of age, it's said as young as 12 years old can learn the art to save a life.
So many times, children get in situations that they need assistance. In fact, a cousin of mine, her son got into some distress. She realized that he wasn't breathing one day, and she was able to help him by giving him CPR. So I think that was really important that she had those skills so that she could assist her son, because who knows what would have happened if she wasn't able to give him that immediate assistance.
This course, I've done it before, and I find it very interested because I work a lot with children, and one time I have to do a CPR on a little boy because there was leave under my care and mother wasn't around, and he was eating some plum and playing on a plum seed, stabbing his throat, and I just hear him coughing, but it never very severe because he was coughing. So when he was coughing, I hold him up and I try to do a little, I understand the CPR, tell him to cough. And he cough and cough until it actually come up.
I had a patient once, and while I was there in the bathroom with that person, the person just fell unconscious, and I was there, didn't know exactly what to do, but I was there saying, "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I didn't know much, what to do, but I decided to put the person on the side, and I was there trying to stop the person, Then I was saying to myself, if I had known CPR well enough, I could perform it.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is one of the several local organizations that offer training in CPR.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is an authorized training center for the American Heart Association. We offer CPR training for medical and non-medical persons. We have our scheduled in-house training, and organization can call us to schedule classes at their convenience.
CPR!
12,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year. The risk of developing these abnormal changes is associated with the infection of HPV. Not only that, early sexual contact, multiple sexual partners, and taking oral contraceptives increases your risk of developing cervical cancer. Ladies, protect yourself. Get tested. It is better to be aware than to be living in absolute fear.
A healthy mind is also critical to a healthy body, and achieving that healthy mind can come when we find our purpose in life. Of course, we bloom at different stages in life, but nonetheless, we all have purpose. But just in case you need a little more push towards pursuing your goals, watch this.
Develop a sense of purpose that says you're not here by accident. You are here for greatness. You are here with destiny in mind. You are supposed to do something great, and you're on that pathway. There are persons who are in the departure lounge of life, at the end of their life, and they look back and they have regret because they never took time to uncover and develop a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do before I leave this 7 billion people planet called Earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Having a sense of greatness that's in you. You're talented, you have gifts and abilities. Some of you are good with numbers, some of you are good with words, some of you are good with both, some of you are artistic, creative, some of you are sports oriented, and there are many things. And you take time to discover what are you passionate about. What can I just do naturally? I can jump out of my sleep and do it easily. Speaking now to your talents and abilities, your giftings. All of these come into your sense of purpose. The things that you are to do in life as you are to impact people. When you dream, when you close your eyes, what do you see yourself doing? And knowing that the sky is the limit. Second thing I want to say quickly is that you must learn to persevere. I heard Marquis speak about perseverance. Everybody say perseverance. Sometimes we don't achieve much because we give up too easily. You have to learn, if you want good, your nose have to. Yes, man, you have to get your feelings hurt and still go on. When I was doing my PhD, boy, a man tell me, man, people seem to like you. Wayne, why don't you just leave this program and go back to your country? You have a master's. The PhD is not for you. Why don't go and make money? And that was a racist comment because I was black. I was the only black person in the program. And he was saying things that hurt me, and I didn't want him to see me offended. I left his presence, went into my room, and I cried. But I decided to continue in my effort for excellence. Are you hearing me? And so perseverance means to continue a course of action in spite of difficulty, in spite of opposition. When they fight you down, when bad mind reach you, and they're fighting you down, and they say you're not the right gender, young ladies, and they say you don't deserve to be here, don't pay no attention, press on nonetheless. And it means you also have to have the right people around you. Be careful of the company you keep. As you go through life, you're going to make mistakes. As you go through life, you may fail at something. You want people around you who can encourage you to get up again.
Today, we continue to pay tribute to the life of the late former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Edward Seaga, by sharing in some of his many significant contributions. Among them, the development of our tertiary education system and the development of West Kingston, a constituency that he committed 43 years of service, life, and passion to. Here's a moment with a true Jamaican legend.
I love the people. I don't go around telling people that I love them, but I love to work with the people of Jamaica. When the time came for me to select a seat, and I made up my mind in 1962 that I would go forward as a candidate, I decided to select the West Kingston seat, which was where I had done my research. And the party hierarchy didn't understand that. They looked at me and said, "You're going to be killed down there." I said, "Well, I've been there before, I'm going back again." And I grew from strength to strength. Those people who begrudge you for that, and it is a begrudging reaction to take, is because they're not able to get people to understand that they want strong leadership. The people who want strong leadership, but they want it in a delicate way. They want it in a loving way.
Since retiring from active politics in 2005, you have donned another hat as a scholar. You were given a job as a senior research fellow at the University of the West Indies Mona campus and Chancellor of the University of Technology in 2010. You have also been writing.
Yes, I didn't get the job. No. I was given the award of Distinguished Fellow. It's not something that pays. Nobody here tells me what to do. I have office space, and I do what I can and what I want. And that's why and when I wrote my autobiography of 2 volumes, I had the time. Being Chancellor of UTech is not a paying post. I'm only there as a symbol. That's what chancellors do. They don't operate as part of management or any administration. They are just there as a symbol of the type of person that is in that institution for others outside to say, "Oh, it must be a good place because that person is the person at the top." So neither of those improved my living conditions. But it gave me the satisfaction of being able to academically use the opportunity to do things that I had wanted to do in the earlier days when I decided to follow the political route and not go the academic route.
And this is where we leave you for today. But do join us again tomorrow for what promises to be another informative edition. If you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or our YouTube channel. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.